this should do. All right. Okay. Here's introduction. What you are learning in these are just only introduction. If you like to go further, there are right now at the moment we're starting the program called My On or Mindfulness or Relaxation Online. There are those who are watching on Zoom in this broadcasting as well. But don't worry, they won't see you. They see only me on the screen. Therefore, that's if you're interested to go further, you can also join us in Zoom as well. What are the standards? I will explain after our meditation. So let's go first with our introduction today. How do we meditate? The practice of meditation you are about to be learning is called the middle way meditation. It's emphasized and focused on these two foundations. They are relaxation. Yes, when you are meditate, make sure you meditate with your comfortable and relaxed feeling, not considering try to look very good. Some people that I met, they have this kind of belief in their mind. It's like a myth that if you're gonna meditate, you have to sit cross-legged on the floor like a Buddha statue here. And so when you close your eyes, you just have to make your body look like that. So in the end, you won't feel comfortable. Maybe in the first 5 minutes, but then after you keep moving and adjusting, that is show that it's not comfort sign. Comfort sign or relaxation usually come when you are sitting and you feel content. You don't want to move. If you adjust and moving, that means you're not comfortable yet. All right? If you find content, that's the good start. After you have this, next is mindfulness. It requires, because in meditation, it means to focus our mind at one single point. And that is where we're going to do is inside our body, around the abdomen, or at any point if you prefer. But do not try too hard to look for where you should focus. When you relax, the mind itself naturally comes to its home, where we are going to focus, which is called center of the body. But don't need to try too hard to look for it. Just when you relax, it usually there by itself. Just like you are when you go back to your home. You know where your home is. So therefore the mind too, it knows its home. That's no need to try too hard to look for it. Okay? Once you find this, you will be in a good balance. But if you're losing the balance, what's going to happen is, yes, everyone, you're losing the balance. If you're having too much mindfulness or unable to feel relaxation, that means you're trying too hard. You would feel like, for example, when it's going to be over, how long have I been meditate? Why don't teaching monks open their eyes? They're telling me to stop or quitting yet. You have this kind of sign struggle. That's it. It's telling you, nope. Okay? Or if you are relaxing too much, you feel like wandering thought. Like you're listening to me right now, but your mind could be somewhere else, like at your own home, or with someone that you want to be with. Or worse, falling asleep. So, all in all, these are something that show the sign that you're losing the balance. But once you find the balance, you'll be kind of like, you want to be like this and stay like this, but you don't lose your awareness. That is how it is. But if you meditate, and when you open your eyes, you don't remember anything. Well, yes, everyone, that's falling asleep. Okay? So be careful. But if you're falling asleep, that's all right. Once you wake up, continue if it's not over yet. But if you snore, our staff, the ladies in here, everyone will be waking you up. So please be mindful, okay? And so, my master used to say this, no matter the method we use to meditate, whichever way we practice, the principle is being comfortable and relaxed must go together. So keep that in mind when we start. And now, once you find the balance, how you're going to focus your mind, the middle way meditation offers two methods to practice. And they are, one called visualization. You visualize something simple, something like here, the sun, a moon, a star, or the crystal ball. Here I give you 4 options. You can choose any that you like, but it must not create thought or emotion. Otherwise, it will causing you to think. Like if you imagine someone that you love, like your parents, your spouse, in the end, you're just thinking, what are they doing and where are they going? Something like that. So if you choose something, it should be neutral. Doesn't make you think, okay? This can help you focus. In case you don't know how to focus, this is what happens. When you are meditate, and if your mind are thinking or wandering outside, for example, it's go to your home, you visualize the sun, it's come back. You forgot the sun again, visualize the sun back again. That's how it is, okay? But if you have thoughts, what to do here? Using mantra. Our temple use this mantra that learned from our master. It has some deep meaning, but of course, you can choose your own mantra. Maximum 2 words, something like breathe in or breathe out, however you prefer. Even just like mini, ini, mi, mani, mo, it's up to you, okay? But choose only that you prefer. But when I guide meditation in our session today, we will use Samma Arahang, which means the correct way or the right path to be away from defilements or trouble from your mind, something negative to your mind, okay? And so that's how we're gonna do in this meditation. And last thing is, oops, my bad, okay. How do you know if you are doing it correctly? My master said, receiving happiness every time we meditate, even just for a moment, that is confirmation that we are practicing correctly, and we're gonna get to that. What do you mean by happiness? Well, for example, if you are enjoy, you have the feeling you want to continue like this on and on, that's a sign. But if you just sit still, no thought, feeling calm, it's correct, but not 100% yet. If you feel joy, content, want to continue by your own without anyone forcing you, that's the sign. So keep that in mind, okay? Feeling calm, feeling relaxed, yes, but not 100% yet, okay? It's getting there, but hey, it's first time. If you can get this much, very good. But next time, don't try too hard. Do the same thing that you did, relaxation and mindfulness, okay? So are you ready, everyone? This is how we're gonna do. All right, let's do our meditation. Right. It wasn't me. All right. Okay. Is it the source or is it? Oh. Okay. Oh, okay. It must be my Safari. Okay. It was me in the end, so. All right. Okay, good. Let's begin now in this time for you. All right. Let's begin our inner peace time. Close your eyes. Relax your mind and body. and adjusting yourself, sitting in a relaxed and comfortable position, where you won't feel any tension on your body. Relax truly, beginning from the top of your head. Relax down to your forehead. Relax your eyebrows. Loosen your eyelids. No need to look or using your eyes. Try to see inside yourself during the meditation. Relax every muscles on your face, all the way down to your neck and shoulder. Adjusting your back and body properly. Free from all the tension you might have. And relax both of your arms all the way down to the tips of your hands. Continue to relax further down to your legs, your knees, and all the way to your feet completely, making your whole body feeling most comfortable for your meditation. Spending these few moments adjusting yourself, finding the right balance. If you do correctly, you would feel content, feeling alright to stay in this position without further adjustment as you continue. And when you are done adjusting yourself, continue down to adjust your mind. Empty your mind, putting down everything aside, and imagine that you are alone in this place or somewhere that you like to be by yourself, somewhere like in the nature, near the river or water. Make you feel calm, peaceful, as if you are the only one in this world. When you feeling relaxed, both body and mind, you would feel light, empty, spacious. Just allow the mind has been wandering outside to come back to yourself. By take a deep breath. Slowly breathe, think it out. Maintain the mind inside yourself and rest around your abdomen or anywhere that you feel comfortable to rest your mind. Continue on. Maintain the mind inside while stay relaxed. Observe yourself, your comfortable feeling. Maintain consistently throughout our meditation. At the same time, allow your mind to rest inside. Lightly imagine the sun shine at the place where you rest your mind. Observe the sun peacefully. No need to adjust. No need to react. And be patient. Making yourself become an observer, not a director. No matter as you progress, how you feel, remain calm without doing anything else. Observe, stay calm. Should your thought arise, that's alright. You could recite your mantra or the following mantra to help you calm your mind. And the mantra is Samma Arahang Samma Arahang Samma Arahang. Continue recite your mantra until the mind has calmed down, or the mantra slowly fades away by itself. So let us take our time in this moment, finding inner peace together until the appropriate time. Stay still. Maintain the mind inside yourself. Gradually, the mind will slowly comes to a standstill. Joy and inner peace would arise, feeling inside as the mind becomes still. It would expand and naturally blend in with the whole environment. So expanding your mind and feeling, the feeling of peace As the mind progresses, it would find its own way to love openly, freely, without any condition. So sharing your peace, love and kindness that arise, sharing this feeling that the people that you love, beginning with yourself, your family and friends, to all the people and all the beings in this world, reaching everyone to be free from all kinds of suffering, harms, and danger. May everyone in this world love one another, reaching all the situation to be settled in Ukraine. May everyone and all the beings be at peace in this world. Spending these last few moments, spread your love and kindness. a deep breath. Slowly breathing it out. Allow the mind to be inside. Continue to maintain your balance of mindfulness and relaxation. We nearly come to the end of our session, and as the tradition, the monk would give the blessing. You can open your eyes after the blessing. Sappa Buddhanupavena, Sappa Dhammanupavena, Sappa Sankhanupavena, Sattha Soti Bhavantu Te. May all of us be at peace. You can now slowly open your eyes. Okay. Welcome back, everyone. All right. Well, anyone need to use toilet? All right, so should we continue then? Okay, all right. Well, as it is, before we continue further, please allow me to check how you're doing, so that way I can give you appropriate tip for your meditation. For those of you, anyone feeling relaxed today, could you raise your hand, please? Thank you. On Zoom is 2, I'm looking. Okay. Anyone experience feeling like time fly by fast? We meditate 30 minutes exactly today. Really? Wow. Me too. I just thought it's only 5 minutes. Oh, it's almost time. Anyone experience joy, happiness, and brightness inside? Raise your hand, please. Got 1, 2, 3. Very good. As it maintains like this, one thing that do not forget is every time you meditate is always new. When it's always new, it is useless to consider or expecting that it's gonna be the same every time. So that's instead of try to get to where you were, recall how you get to that experience. That should be how you should apply to your meditation practice. Okay? However, if you don't experience any of what I did mention, does it mean that you had done something wrong? No. Obviously not. What I meant is that your mind are getting there, but it just needs some more time. Sometime, if you have not meditated every day or regularly, it would take some time to settle your mind down. So if you practice regularly, it will be a lot easier. That is why meditation practice require consistent. And today, there are something that I like to present to you. However, since Tuesday in our temple, it is Mindful Tuesday. So generally, it's about meditation. Okay, so that's today I have prepared something that could be inspiring you to maintain your inner peace. Because sometimes when you're living our life, yes, we're struggling. Life is like a roller coaster, up and down, up and down. Sometimes we discourage, Sometimes we become inspired, depend on the time, the situation that we were in. That's today to keep us going strong, maintain inner peace. This is something that I like to present, and it's beside most of this, in fact, can be reflect upon our life. As it is shown, I'm sure some of you may have already listened to me in a class, but in my previous session on YouTube or my Facebook today, since it's in person, I like to present the same thing, but maybe a little bit more details since you are here. But feel free to ask if there are any questions in regard of meditation or experience, whether in person with me after the session or after my presentation. Okay? Feel free to. Okay. All right. Today I'm presenting you a quote from the movie. But hey, I didn't watch these all the Beast movie, but I found them on internet. Okay. What I meant in that the people in the past, when they watching the show or when they are reading, if they just watch it for entertain or reading it for entertaining, it will just be like that. But if you want to improve or learning, it is sometimes better to reflect what you had learned or what you have read with your life, and it can be more inspiring, and you can adjust too. Some of these also imply with the Buddhist concept as well. What is it about? Let's take a look. Yes, in this one. Oh, okay. From the movie. Maybe I have to do some adjustment. Okay. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Have the courage to follow your heart. From Jobs 2013. This is from the movie Jobs, or in other words, biography of Steve Jobs. In this movie, it taught us something about living a life. Sometimes if we live with family, especially in my background, I live with my parents most of my life until I graduate and live my own life. But when I live with my parents, I'm living under their wings. So they expect me to do this, to be like this. So that's when they're expecting you to be something that you don't. You feel struggle. But once you're able to be free, live it on your own, you have more yourself to do more than what you can imagine. So you all have potential, but do not let other person to be putting you down, rather than you can grow and be inspired when you are not living with someone else's expectation. Okay? Next. This one is my favorite too. The two most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why. This from the movie Equalizers 2014. In one time, I recall when I was young, before I ordained, one of the Buddhist monks taught me. That probably was the second time I went to the Buddhist temple to learn the meditation retreat. He taught me this way by asking, do you know when is the most important day of your life? I answered it wrong. I don't remember what I did answer, but he said, the most important day is when you were born. If you were not born, your life would not start. That is the most important. But also another important day is that when you find out why, because when you know the reason of your living, you will try your best to accomplish, to live out your best from the life that you have. So that's in Buddhism too. When you find out the reason why, in the Buddhist concept, it taught that there are three reasons for living. One, to do the good deed. Okay? Two, to create your perfections. Three, enter nirvana. Nirvana is the goal. That's the three in Buddhist goal. But anyway, today we not talk about the Buddhist quote, just emphasize on this quote, okay? So let's move on to the third one. Back on to this movie, Jobs. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. Yes, this one, I taught this in my lesson, in my YouTube channel and Facebook. When you love what you do, but in theory, like for example, if you like to meditate, someone's recommend you, hey, meditation is good and come. You do not love yet. But when you meditate, you experience, like for example, joy, relaxation, feeling like time fly by very fast. When you have that kind of experience, the love for what you're doing will begin to be born. It's sparking. In meditation too, when you find joy in your practice, experience will arise by itself. No need inspiration. No one need to tell you that meditation is good. You become inspired by yourself. That is how you apply in meditation. But as for this, just by word is enough. If you are reading the book, and that book is the one that you like to read, you become inspired by that automatically. And so, this is how you do if you want to be success or be happy at something that you do. Number 4, I'm not sure you watched this, but for me, I watched the third one. But this one is the fourth one though. But that treasure wasn't gold, it was knowledge, from Indiana Jones and the Kingdoms of the Crystal Skull. People sometimes valuable treasure more than wisdom. But one thing that they forget is that treasure, once it's used, is gone. But wisdom, one can always reuse and improve as one goes learning along. So that, remember, in our life, money, treasures, not everything, but wisdom can help us when we are struggle or when we are feeling down. Okay? And this one is quite right to the people at this time. Maybe not us, but too many people. Too many people spend money they don't have. Let me repeat it again. Too many people spend money they don't have. They haven't earned to buy things that they don't want to impress people they don't like. In other words, they buy things to impress people that they don't even know or like. Why? Just to look good in society. So that's, if you want to look for happiness, maybe you might want to look somewhere else rather than just on outside. But this one is my favorite though. Have anyone watched this movie before? This is when I was first year came to United States. When I went there, this is the movie when it was out. I watched this. It replayed so many times on my HBO channel. I get to remember this. It said in here, quite interesting. Live as if it was the last day of your life. Why? In Buddhist concept, my master used to taught that our life is like a time bomb. We don't know when we're gonna die, but when it comes, we just having no second chance to continue. So that's every moment we should use it to spend as it is the last day of our life. So that's you don't regret. But remember, it must be in the pretext of good deeds in the Buddhist concept, okay? But as for us, remember, our life is uncertain, full of uncertainty. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, as we always experience. But one thing is, if we never regret, we have done this at the last day of our life. So that's everyone. If in theory of practice meditation, live yourself with mindfulness, so you won't be making mistake and won't be regret. Number 7, from Finding Nemo. Yes. The ups and downs of life are normal. Accept them and move on. Yes, everyone, this is the way that we experience and living in our life. But if we cling on to this experience, whether it's happiness or suffering, you will not be escaped and you will be suffering more and more. If it's happiness, yes, it's good, but it's only temporary. Because in our life, good and bad can only take turn one at a time. If we choose to be happy, good. But if unhappiness coming in, we can choose to put it down and continue with happiness. But remember, nothing lasts, but we can choose. So that you accept them and moving on. That is something we can do to help our life be at peace. And especially when you meditate, you can let go easily and focus. Good. Number 8. Another quote from Jobs. All right. This one is quite straight to the point. Choose those who will be around you carefully. The longer you work together, the more habits and theirs will be melded together. Jobs 2013. If you come to Thursday class with Venerable Nicholas teaching, one of his sessions is talking about the enlightened living. The first lesson, do not associate with the fool. Second is associate with the wise. It means that stay away from those who making you trouble, and associate with the wise, good people. So that way, their habits will be brushing up on yours. And so, if we are associate with the fool or those who are something like I would call troublemaker, their habits will be brushing up on us as well. So the people that we are hang around our life with, we will tend to be like that. And so the first lesson in our life is carefully selecting people who we are hanging around with. Okay? Just like this movie. But this one, I like it. I never watched the movie though. Those who are happy are not without pain. They just know how not to be controlled by it. So in other words, they can choose. They know how to choose and what to choose. So our life too, we can choose to be happy, everyone. We don't have to be unhappy all the time. We can experience unhappy, but we can choose to be happy. So that's when you are meditate. If you are choosing yourself to focus, starting with your meditation, of course, it's obviously starting with happy thought rather than negative thought. That is something that you can start with your meditation. And the last one, it is quite kiddie, but hey, it's quite inspiring somehow. Because when you are practice meditation or living your life, the one who should be relying is on yourself, not anyone else. Just like in this animation. Never lose faith in yourself, even when other people have already lost faith in you. In other words, if they lost faith in you, it's fine. But if you lose it yourself, no one can help you now. So that's everyone. When you are practice meditation, like today we have practice meditation, if you're giving up, oh, my meditation is not good, I'm not going to be able to progress, I'm just a bad guy, I just keeping negative by yourself. So in the end, you become losing faith. You're never going to succeed. But one thing my master taught and inspired, he said that there are 3 kinds of people who could not meditate, never success in meditation. 1, anyone like to guess? The dead. Yes. because they do not have mind to focus. Thus, they cannot succeed in meditation. 2. The mad. Those who are mad. Mad in here not like angry. They cannot focus. Those who cannot talk into sense, not like crazy people, but I mean like those who in the hospital, they cannot meditate. But once they cure, they has been rehabbed and coming out from hospital, can they resume meditation? Yes, they can. But when their mind cannot focus, these fall into this category. But last group, the last kind of person who cannot meditate, it is those who do not meditate. Unfortunate, isn't it? They have the mind, they can focus, but they don't meditate. If they don't meditate, how are they going to be success? So thus, if you are alive, you are healthy and well-being and fine. So if you don't meditate, it's just so unfortunate. But if you do, you have a chance and potential. So that's never lose faith in yourself because you have potential. Some, just like students, when they go to school, some learn very fast, some learn very slow. But at the very least, they don't quit school. If they continue, they still have potential to graduate. This is something that I like to leave you with. However, that is my full moon. Cannot do that. But one thing before we part today, for those who are watching in Zoom too, hopefully it benefit you. Well, yesterday I have Zoom session, just about 20 minutes meditation, but there were 4 questions coming in. Maybe it's benefit to them, so I answer this question. But unfortunately, some who came, they, just not the whole class, because they thought that, just learning is good enough. But, this is the good thing about Q&A. So let's take a look. Learning is good. But if you have no one to guide you, it will be difficult to progress. That is why Q&A sessions are for there. And so if you just come for learn, you will get it. But you will not progress because you only have knowledge, but you don't practice. And if you practice, how do you know if you're stuck, who can help you? That is something different between learn the class and go to the course. Like that. And so, let's take a look into our Q&A session, special for you guys. Normally, I teach this in the course. Okay? Q&A session, obviously, was yesterday. Someone asking, by the way, just want to presenting. In Zoom session, if you have your mobile phone, install Zoom every day, 7 p.m. London time. Zoom sessions, Monday and Sunday, Wednesday, Q&A session. Tuesday, in person here. Thursday, in person here. Friday, lesson class. Saturday, DMEU. Me and Venerable Sander will be joining. So you can join us too, free of charge. But alternatively, in the middle of the day, if you have nothing to do, looking for meditation practice or someone to meditate with, this is my Zoom, my other class. Those people from United States, Japan, and around the world come meditate with me as well. And so, this other alternative in Zoom. Okay, this is my class activity. If you want pictures, anything, I can send you after this. But anyway, the first question that came from last night. Venerable, I like to keep my mind happy. Yes. Can you suggest me how can I maintain it all the time? We want to be happy, right? But how? That's the thing. That is why Q&A session is very important, and that's only available Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday on Zoom only. Okay? We got 3 questions coming in, so we will be answering tomorrow as well. So what is it then? I tell this lady, or it was the guy, the lady, anyway, asking is that our life is up and down, like you have just learned. But if we want to be happy, we can choose something that trick our trigger our memory to recall of the negative things which make us unhappy, we can put it down, put it aside, or stay away. So the first thing in the morning, if you wake up, it might be better to have something recall you with positive. Like something, for example, if you have let's say, the crystal ball with you, like this one, let's say you have that. So when you wake up in the morning, you see the crystal ball. It's time to meditate first, to bring my mind at peace and focus, start my day. So that's if you have something that recall you of negativity, like pornography, when you wake up in the morning, it's causing your mind to think of negative thing rather than positive. So keep those out, keep it away. Filling up yourself with something that be easier to remind ourselves of positivity. This is one thing that can you help. So when you live out your day, when you go to school, when you go to work, when you do something with your family, you can always have the thing that remind you. In our temple, those who like to meditate, if it's a woman, they have some ring. It's just a knit ring, but it tied with the crystal ball. So when she washing dishes, she saw the crystal ball. She can recall herself whenever she losing focus, to remind herself to practice meditation, being awareness all the time. Or in Buddhist custom, they have what is called amulet, the Buddha amulet. If they're gonna do something evil, the Buddha is with me, I must not do something evil. If you have in Christian, you have the cross, whatever is against your teaching, it can remind you to do the good things. This is something that can help. And thus, we can choose to be happy. But how? It is something that we must find our own way. So that's today, just giving her this answer. The second one, this person asking, I am easily distracted and like to think most of the time. Of course, we are, if we don't know how about to meditate. And most of the time, it caused me to suffer from my own thought. When we thinking a lot, our mind losing strength. Thus open our mind a gap to have negativity fill into our mind. That's caused us to suffer. Have you ever had that? This is what is called depression. When you experience something like this, if it's more and more, it's causing yourself to be unhealthy mind. And even worse is become suicide. Be careful. It's starting from small thing. And what should I do to fix this? Well, first of all, when you have this kind of thought, remember, accepting. It is something in the past. We can choose to be happy, just like the first earlier question. So, how to apply this in meditation though? Well, our master taught us something simply like this. When the mind itself want to focus, but of course, when you are open your eyes, it is more difficult than closing your eyes, right? When you want to meditate, if your eyes are looking at something and something just come distract, it's shifting its attention right away. When is it like this? What you need to do is using the technique that I just taught, visualization. You visualize something. Let's say in this case, behind me there's a crystal ball, you all see, right? In this case, my master suggests for those who practice meditation, what you can do is you visualize the crystal ball inside your stomach. But at the same time, you create the feeling that you are also inside the crystal ball. Are you following me? So you visualize two layers. One layer is the crystal ball inside you. Another is you are inside the crystal ball. So whenever you go or do something, it's always protecting your mind, yourself. When you create, but you don't have to visualize by try to picture it. What is meant in here is it's easier with picture. But if you can use the feeling, like feeling that the mind is inside. At the same time, there is something protecting you, our whole body. When it's like this, before you're going to do anything, the mind will be more focused. But the maximum it can be is about 30%. But at the very least, If you never practiced before, about 1 to 5%. So that is a good thing. At the very least, stay inside. But if your mind are losing focus outside, in the end, what's going to happen is you will lose control of the mind, and worse is making mistake. So if your mind are within you, we will have likely to have a second thought. Should I do this or should I do not? Something like that. Okay? So this is something that I answer whoever asking this. So that's if you're having negative thought, causing the mind to lose focus. Try to focus your mind inside. When the mind is still inside, it will not having negative thought coming in. But if the negative thought coming in, you can choose not to think negative thing. Choose to be happy by focus on negative thing, and by looking at something that reminding you, something like that. Okay. Question 3. When I meditate, I got interrupted by an unwanted guest. Well, if someone you meditate and someone just knock on the door or ring the bell, of course, it's interrupt. And after I sent him off, when I tried to get back into the session, I could not. Of course. So do you have any solution for this? Well, everyone, this is common. One thing you need to realize is that every time you meditate, it is always new. So if you try to get back to where you were before, you could not, because it's not the same session. As it is, start anew. So if you feel that you are not settled yet, do something that makes you feel more relaxed. Like for example, when you send it off, drink some water, go to toilet, washing your face, washing your hand. When you feel more settled down, come back and slowly close your eye and start your new meditation session. Simply just that. No need to, I have to meditate. I have to be just like it before. When you have that kind of expectation, it's not work. It's not work. Okay? And last but not least, how do I get further the feeling of relaxation and peace? In my experience, it seems like I'm plateau. In other words, you are struggle. You don't go anywhere. I have this experience. I recall this when the year before last year, I went to a meditation retreat. I know that I have to meditate at least 6 hours a day. So I go from the morning 5 a.m. meditate until 6:30, just stuck. 9 a.m. went to meditate until 11, stuck. From 1:30 to 4 p.m., stuck. 6:30 to 9 p.m., stuck. I do like this 4 days. Why? And if I don't ask, I don't learn. So that's, in the session I said, if you have questions, please send. We will help. So I was like, here, I do this and this. I send. I feel like I'm not progressed. I did meditate. Then the teaching monk said, you know what? You have good intention. That's good. You try very hard to meditate every session. Good. But it's too much. Neutral. Let it loose. Too hard is not good. If you're trying too hard, you will be just like this. Remember, foundation, mindfulness and relaxation. It's just too much mindfulness because you put a lot of effort. Try to fill your mind. You spend a lot of time. You struggle rather than relax. So next time I adjust. All right. I just want to meditate. 6:30. 7 is all right. Just go. Come at 9 until 10. I'm good enough. No more. But every time when I just do, when I feel like enough for me, I'm progressed. Rather than just pushing myself every hour, try to keep it longer. So this is something that you need to also check, because if you meditate but you don't feel joy, it's about 90% correct. Little bit inside, your mind still not free, because you're forcing yourself to be still. This is something you need to realize. Otherwise, when it's become your habit, forcing yourself to be still, is it good? Yes, you can still your mind. But when your mind are not feeling joy, your experience will just be that, just only calm and play too like this. Okay? So hopefully the question I present to you today may be helping you out. But if you'd like to learn further, come join us on Zoom. That's all I can. I'd like to have the course, but it seems like the staff are not ready yet. So maybe whenever the staff ready, we can also having the course like this. Once a week, 4 times. That's it. And so, thank you everyone for coming. Before we end today, I think it's a good time for us to start, to finish. Oh, before we go, I'd like to presenting, let's see, do I have this? All right. I must sell this since I'm in our temple. If you have not decided yet, should you spending some time of your weekend joining learning meditation, some time to find inner peace? Well, last chance. On Friday and till Sunday this weekend, we have meditation retreat with Venerable Nicholas. We'll be presenting and learning and sharing the knowledge of meditation with you. And that's along the course you will learn a lot of things that can help you be inspired and practice meditation. And so, if you are interested, please join us. Check it out on the meditationsurvey.com. All right? And so, everyone, if you're interested, come join us on Zoom or in person, Tuesday and Thursday. My next session will be on Thursday next week. See you again next time. Before I forget, by the power of the positivity that we have done through the practice of meditation, may this bring you peace and happiness in your life. Wherever you go, may all obstacles be gone. Whenever you have chance to come meditate again, may you attain inner peace very easily, without delay, in the present, in the next, until we are reaching nirvana very, very soon.